Russia-Ukraine war latest news. The ex-NATO colonel known as Gangster Chums endangers Putin's health. An ex-NATO colonel has declared that Russian President Vladimir Putin's gangster chums pose a poisoning threat during the conflict in Ukraine, according to Colonel Hamish de Breton-Gordon, a former British Army colonel and a specialist on chemical weapons. Putin is likely nervous about his closest allies after Ukraine's surprise invasion into Russia's Kursk area this month. De Breton-Gordon has called Putin on thin ice. Even while so many people are talking and knowing what is occurring, he's got to straighten this out very soon. De Breton-Gordon admitted that Putin does have an iron grasp. A number of his criminal associates will gladly sneak something into his tea and seize control if he doesn't, he said in an interview with The Sun. Putin is precariously balanced, and the situation is only going to grow worse. Newsweek has sent an email seeking reaction from the Russian Foreign Ministry. According to Oleksandr Syrsky, Commander-in-Chief of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, on August 15, Ukrainian forces have taken control of 1,150 square kilometers, 444 square miles, of Russian territory in 82 settlements in Kursk since the cross-border raid began on August 6 in Kursk, which borders Ukraine's Sumy region. This appears to have caught Moscow unawares. According to reports, Ukraine has conquered more area in the Kursk region in the past few days than Russia had in Ukraine since the beginning of the year. This indicates that the offensive is on a substantial scale. The forces of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky are displaying a complete lack of hesitation. Many pro-war military bloggers wasted little time taking to Telegram to express their displeasure at the rapidity with which Kiev's soldiers captured Russian territory. Even if Russia has attempted to minimize the extent of Ukraine's offensive, a Russian military blogger characterized the scenario as hell on earth and the attack as premeditated. It seemed inevitable that the Ukrainian military would advance to Kursk Oblast. Their combined efforts were obvious to us. As usual, we knew everything, the troops in the fields reported it, but the higher-ups did nothing, pro-war blogger Anastasia Kashavarova stated on Telegram. According to military blogger Avreba, there is a total lack of concern for the current situation in Moscow, and he expressed his dissatisfaction with the fact that the new Minister of Defense would rather figure out how much money the grandma stole than punish generals who only act when threatened with violence. Russian propagandist Sergei Martin used the term chaos to characterize the invasion on his Solovyov live show, which aired days after it began. A British-American banker known as Bill Browder, who calls himself Putin's #1 enemy, remarked in an August 8 interview with Times Radio that the intrusion has been humiliating for Putin. This is a major turn of events, and it has far-reaching symbolic and military consequences, in my opinion. Browder, who was formerly Russia's biggest foreign portfolio investor, says that this makes Putin look weak symbolically. Browder is the CEO and co-founder of Hermitage Capital Management, which is the investment advisor to the Hermitage Fund. He started this war, and now Russia is seeing its effects. Putin will be embarrassed to no end, depending on how this plays out and how much territory Ukraine is able to hold, Browder added.